ready? Let's begin. Feet on the floor. And let's get into our, see if you can bring your feet hip width apart. It's good for, as the ladies, we're doing this too much. You know, we don't want to do that. We want to have a little bit of space in between our feet. And those feet support us to sit upright. We're going to do, I think I'm going to do a little bit of an extended breathing practice today because I think we need to focus on breath a bit more. Okay, so we're starting in our seated chair. We're feeling nice and tall because we've pressed those feet into the floor and it's supporting us to sit upright. So we want to, what we're looking for here is to bring the shoulders over the hips. So you can kind of imagine that. If you have your eyes closed, you can think, okay, where are my shoulders in relationship to my hips? You want your ears over your shoulders. And then that crown of the head, there's a string and it's lifting you up nice and long and tall. So we're lengthening up out of our waists. Two things happen when we do that. Our spine gets a bit of a relief from being crunched over all the time, and it supports us to breathe better. Our ribs are able to open more. We can breathe more deeply. But for now, we're just going to close our eyes, and we're going to focus our attention in on our breath. So that breath as it comes in and out through the nose, you know, having that feeling of that cooler air coming in through the nose and the warmer air as we exhale back out. And in that breathing in and out, we're going to pay attention to where that breath is going. Like if we're in fight or flight, or if we're feeling really anxious, the breath tends to kind of stay stuck in the upper chest. Okay? When we're more relaxed, and as you will become as you continue to breathe, then we'll be able to take a deeper breath. So we can help it along too. So we can focus on our breathing in and out through our nose and soften our bellies a bit and just see if that softening of the belly and that focused attention on breath allows that breath, if it is shallow, to go a little bit deeper. So you're just wanting to take a few breaths and notice that. And those little screeches in the hallway. Oh. And maybe even on the next inhalation, you allow your belly to expand a little bit. And then on the exhalation, you draw the belly back in. So when we expand the belly or soften the belly when we're breathing, it allows us, our diaphragm to drop down, which is what we want, and more space for the lungs to take in the breath that we're breathing in, and that hopefully oxygenated breath that we're breathing in. And just notice what happens or what might be shifting in your body as you continue to focus on that breath, expanding the belly and then drawing it back in. So in essence, you're giving that diaphragm some support. You're allowing space for it to expand, and then when you inhale and you draw the belly in, you're helping to push it back up. So it's pressing against the lungs, and then you can exhale more deeply as well. Let's do 3 more breaths like that, just focusing on that nice deep breath going all the way down into the belly. And that exhalation that allows you to draw the belly in at the very end of it. At the bottom of the exhalation, we're going to draw it in. Okay, let's do one more like this. Beautiful, and then just for a moment, allow your breathing to come back to its natural rhythm. So whatever feels less forced or less conscious, just allow the breath to come in and out. And notice how you're feeling, if there's any difference, if you're feeling any different than you did before we started. Beautiful. Okay, the second one we're going to do is alternate nostril breathing, and we can do this in a few different ways. So you can sit with your hands down, and you can imagine, or you can breathe Imagine you're breathing in through one nostril and out through the other, and then back in through that nostril and out through the other. So we don't have to necessarily block the nostrils to do that. We can imagine it, we can think about it, and make it happen as well. Or you can bring your thumb up to block the one nostril you're not using, back and forth. And then there's the yoga way, which is it's a little bit more challenging to hold the fingers up here and the thumb and the knuckle down here. So whatever feels comfortable for you. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my thumb and my finger to block it. So first of all, I'm going to take a breath in and out. So just a regular breath in and out. And then I'm going to block my, I have to think about which side this is, right nostril. And I'm going to inhale through my left. Then I'm going to block the left nostril and exhale out the right. And then I'm going to inhale through the right. Block the right nostril and exhale out through the left. Okay, that's one complete round. So again, inhaling through the left. Blocking the left, exhaling out the right. Inhaling through the right. Blocking the right, exhaling out the left. That's two. Let's do one more. Inhaling through the left, blocking the left, exhaling out the right. Inhaling through the right, blocking the right and exhaling out the left. And then once you're complete with that exhalation, just bring the hand down and take a breath in and out through both nostrils and just notice how you're feeling. So what this alternate nostril breathing does is it opens up both channels that go through the body. So oftentimes one sinus or the other is blocked and we're breathing out of one side of our nose. And we do that when we're only breathing out of one nostril. Then it's creating either, and I'm trying to remember which direction it is, but if it's one nostril that's blocked all the time, then it might increase the level or the feeling of anxiety in the body. If it's the other nostril that's blocked, it might, you might feel too relaxed all the time, not have enough get up and go. So if we can balance both channels at the same time, we get a more balanced sense of being in the world in that way. Okay, beautiful. So let's just close our eyes for another moment or two and just continue to notice our breath. And notice how we're feeling on the inside. Notice how we're feeling, how we might be feeling different from that breathing practice. Because, change doesn't happen right away for all of us, but it's tuning into the subtle things that happen in the body that we want to do. Okay, beautiful. And then now, as you're ready, open your eyes and come back into the space. And you can look around and orient yourself to the space and notice what's in the room, the colors, the people, the light. Beautiful. Okay, let's start with our arms down by our side, and we'll make this seated mountain a moving mountain. So we're going to start with inhaling and bringing our palms up and reaching up to the sky. And you can look up. And then exhaling, bringing those palms back down. And as the arms come down, we look down. And then we look back up and lift the arms up and reach. And then we're going to turn the palms out and come all the way back down. Beautiful. And inhale back up, reach, looking up. And exhaling back down. Maybe tuck the chin. Let's do two more. Inhaling up, reaching for the sky. And exhaling down. Nice work. And inhaling one more time, reaching for the sky. Let's pause here for a moment Just see if you can reach those fingertips a little bit longer if your arms are up. And then exhale, bring all your arms down. And then rest with your hands on your legs. Close your eyes and pause here for a moment. And just notice the sensations. So that little bit of movement with the arms and a little bit more focus on breath brings more warmth and energy into the body. And that's what we're working towards. Okay, so let's start with our left foot and our right hand. And we're just going to turn the hand and the foot around in circles. And get some movement and blood flow into the ankle joint and the wrist joint. Okay, and then we can turn around and go in the other way. I've got my hand open, but you can close your fist as well. It feels different in the arm and the hand when you do that. Okay, and then we're going to rest that hand and foot down. We're going to pause for a moment. We're just going to check in and notice the sensations. So we're working at bringing more energy into those parts of our body. You might feel warmth coming up the leg that you just worked and coming up your arm as well. Okay, let's do the other foot, another hand. So if you had an open palm the last time, maybe close your hand into a fist and see how that feels differently, or vice versa. Okay, and then in the other direction. Ooh, that's nice, lots of nice cracks coming from over there. That's good. Okay, and then we're going to rest that foot in hand down. Pause for a moment. Let's close our eyes, take a breath in and out, and just notice the sensations. Wonderful. Okay, let's see if we can, we're pointing the toes, but we're stretching the toes nice and wide. So the feet are kind of pointed, but the toes are wide. And then we're going to flex them and bring the toes in. So the heels come out and we bring the toes in. We tighten the toes up. So we stretch them out with the toes pointed, and then when we flex the feet, we crunch those toes in. Let's do that 3 more times. And then crunching them together, stretching them out, and crunching them together. And 1 more time, stretching them out, and crunching them together. And then release them, and let's just do some little steps, a little jog with our feet. Just get some more energy moving in the legs and the feet. Nice, and then stop. Close your eyes for a moment and just notice the sensations. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to scoot up in my chair and we're going to do that little bit of that hip thing where we're going to bring the knee up and then take the leg out and bring the knee back in and put it down. Okay, we're going to stay with the same leg. So we're going to bring it up and out and back in and down and up and out and back in and down. Let's do 2 more. Up and out and in and down. And last one. Up and out and in and down. Wonderful. Okay, pause for a moment. Just notice the sensation in that leg. So we've moved into the hip. We've done a little bit with the knee and the hip. Okay, let's bring the other foot up and bring it out and in and back down. Up and out and in and down. 3 more. Up and out and in and down. Up and out and in and down. 1 more. Okay, thank you. And in and down. Nice. Okay, let's just pause here for a moment and just notice the sensations in the hips. More energy movement, more warmth coming into the hip, blood flow into those hip sockets. Okay. All right, let's start our little bit of a circle here. Now, we can make this circle really big. We used to call this cleaning up the inside of the peanut butter jar. or it could be stirring a pot. So you can make it as big of a movement or as small of a movement as you need to. What we're doing is we're rotating our upper body around the pelvis, right? So you should feel your sit bones on the chair and feel yourself going towards the back of your pelvis and then coming towards the front of your pelvis. Now, did we switch directions yet? Okay, let's do that now. Wonderful. Okay, remembering to breathe. Nice. Okay, a couple more rounds. And then we're going to come back upright and we're going to pause here for a moment and we're just going to notice the sensations. So hopefully you're all feeling that warmth right from the bottom of your feet all the way up, at least to your chest level. We've moved that upper part of the body now too. Okay, let's bring the hands in here a little bit. Let's press the hand away from us and draw the fingers back. So we're going to get a little bit of a stretch into the wrist here, and then we'll do the fingers as well. And let's take 3 breaths here. And just, you don't want pain, but you want to feel a nice bit of a tug at the base of your hand here. Nice. Okay, let's take one more breath. Wonderful. And then we're going to dip that hand down. We're going to support it. I've got my thumb in the back of my hand. And I'm just going to draw the hand back a bit. I want to feel a bit of a tug up in the upper part of my wrist, on the top part of my wrist. And 3 breaths. Nice. Okay, let's give that hand a little bit of a shake. And then we'll move into our fingers a bit and stretch the fingers and actually stretch the muscles and the tendons in the hand. So pressing, once again, pressing the hand away, but let's just draw each finger back individually, starting with the little finger. And we want to feel that nice stretch going down into the hand. And you can move along. And then this one. And then the thumb, if you can, kind of see if you can get a bit of a stretch into that part of the hand where the thumb comes out. Wonderful. Okay, give them a shake again. And then just allow the hand to come and rest. Let's do the other hand. So we're stretching it away and we're drawing the, little finger back. I've got somebody coming. Hi, Eleanor. And then the second one. And the middle finger. Ooh. And the index finger. And then the thumb. Beautiful. Okay, let's shake it out. Let's see if we could just do some little kind of loosey-goosey things with our arms. So we're getting into our elbows a bit here. We're going to do more shoulder stuff, but we're just kind of the hands and the elbows. And you can turn him around and go in the other direction. Okay. And then let's see if we can bring our hands up to our shoulders and we'll get those shoulders in. So we'll use our elbows to turn nice big circles. Front, first going back. Now you can make the circle smaller if you want to, and you can see where that impacts the shoulders. Okay, and then we're going to bring them forward. So big or small circles, whatever feels right for you. And then little ones, if you like, at the very end, just to see the difference if you haven't already done them. Okay, then we're going to just shake out the arms and shoulders. Shake them out. And then let the hands rest on the legs. And let's pause here for a moment. We've worked up the body, we've worked the hands and the fingers and the wrists, and now the shoulders, the elbows and the shoulders. Just notice the sensations. Notice how the body's feeling from the feet all the way up to the shoulders. Beautiful. Okay, let's see if we can draw our shoulders all the way up and then slowly release them back down. Nice. Draw them all the way up and then slowly release them down. Beautiful. Let's do that 2 more times. And then slowly releasing down. Just really let them go when you get to the bottom. And then 1 more time. And then slowly, 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 slowly release them down. Oh, let's just shake that out again. And rest the hands on your legs when you're done. Beautiful. Okay, let's see if we can do a little bit of work with bringing our right ear to the right shoulder, but rather than thinking about getting my right ear as close as I can to the shoulder, I'm going to imagine I'm lifting that left ear up towards the ceiling. And then I'm coming back to center, dropping the left ear over, and then I'm seeing if I can reach that right ear all the way up to the ceiling. And then coming back to center. The right and then the left ear, like as if you're trying to stretch that left ear up to the ceiling. Back to center and left side, right ear up to the ceiling. Beautiful. Okay, come back to center. Pause here for a moment and just notice the sensations in your neck and your shoulders. Maybe this would be a good time actually to just bring your hands up a bit and do a little bit of a massage on those tight muscles that we've been working on. Okay, beautiful. All right, now we're going to take our chin over to the right and left. But what we're going to do is we're going to lead with our eyes. So we're going to start the turn by turning the eyes first and then following with the chin. And then we're going to bring the eyes back to center. And then we're going to start to turn towards the left, starting with the eyes first and then the head. And then looking back to center. Okay, now let's see if we can imagine that string on the crown of our head, and it's lifting our head up nice and, our spine up nice and long, so that we're getting some space in the neck and the cervical spine. Now try that turn, but with the eyes first and turning. And then coming back to center with the eyes, and then the chin, and then eyes to the left, and the chin follows. I don't know if you notice a difference, but there's some bit more movement for me. Let's do the same thing one more time to each side. Come back to center, and then follow the eyes back. And come back to center. Beautiful. Pause here for a moment. Let's take our hands and rub them together. Create some warmth in the palms. And then we're going to bring those palms over the eyes. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And let the warmth of the hands relax the eyes, the muscles in the eyes. Beautiful. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Okay, nice. All right, let's just Release the hands down. Pause for a moment and just go through now and notice the sensations that we've created, that we've, from the movements that we've made in the neck and shoulders and the eyes. Wonderful. Okay, nice work, everyone. All right, let's come up to standing. We're just going to come right up to standing today. And we're going to start with let's start in standing mountain, just to get that sense of our standing mountain now. So we've got our feet hip width apart, and our knees are soft. Okay. And our shoulders are relaxed down, and we want to close. I like to close my eyes because it supports me to imagine that line from my ears over my shoulders, shoulders over my hips, and hips over my ankles. So see if you can align yourself in that way. And the chin is parallel to the floor. It's not up or down, just sitting parallel to the floor. And that string on the crown of your head is extending you up nice and tall. And just notice how that feels to be standing in this very grounded standing posture. And remembering those 3 points of contact at the base of our feet. We've got the base of the big toe, the base of the little toe, and the center of the heel in the back. So imagine those as if there's roots going down to the ground from those 3 points in the foot. And just notice how much, if possible, even more steady you might feel with that sense of that rootedness to the ground. Beautiful. Okay, let's just do a movement here. So we're going to bring our arms up. And this time we're going to bring the hands together, and then we're going to exhale and bring them down the center of the body. So we might tuck our chin as we come down. Maybe the knees bend a little as we come down, and then we inhale, legs straighten, and we reach up to the sky. And then exhale, hands come down the center of the body, and we might do a little bit of a bend in the knees, and the chin comes down. Let's do 3 more. Inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down. Nice work, everyone. And last one. Inhaling up, looking up to the sky, and exhaling down. And then releasing the hands down. Let's just give everything a shake. Okay. Now we'll move into a little bit of movement. So we're just going to sway from one foot to the other. Oh, I'm in a creaky spot there. Actually feel the weight shift onto the foot that you're resting on as the other foot comes up a bit. Just feeling into that balance from one foot to the other. Okay, now maybe here we can bring both feet down to the ground, and our feet are a little bit wider than hip width apart. We can start a little bit of a swing, swinging our arms from side to side. Now, if you feel dizzy when you do this, you can keep your eyes forward, if that feels better, or you can take your head with you. You don't want to leave it behind. And then we can add a little bit of a tap to the back of the body, and a little bit of tap to the front body. We can actually bring the hand up to the lungs and tap the lung point up here. So the kidneys are tapped in the back, and the lung point is tapped in the front. Nice creaky floor. You got the spot, okay. And then very slowly we're going to come back to stillness. Come back to standing. Closing our eyes and just checking in, noticing how we're feeling. Seeing if you can still maintain that alignment of ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, hips over ankles. Beautiful. Okay, All right, so let's do a bit of movement back and forth and side to side with the legs. So we're going to just start by swinging one leg. We're just going to do this. I'll count back from 10. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then we're going to bring that foot back down, pause for a minute, shift our weight to the other side, other foot, and then do the other side. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to bring that foot back down to the floor. Pause for a moment. Notice the sensations in the legs. Wonderful. Okay, so now, well, you can go from one side of your chair to the other, but we're just going to swing the leg out. Try not to hit a chair with your foot. See, this should be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then pause. And let's go to the other side. It's good. You didn't spill the water where you're standing. You're always good. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then rest. Okay, let's close our eyes for a moment. Notice the sensations. Take a breath in and out. Okay, one more thing. So we're just going to tap it, one toe out to the side and then back in. And I'm just going to kind of bring my other hand across when I do that. Let's do it out from our center rather than crossing our legs. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Okay, let's come to stillness again. Pause here for a moment. Just give your hips a little bit of a rub with your hands. We've been working them out, working them a bit here. And so maybe even come to the back of your, to your glutes in the back, and maybe a little bit up and down your back. So in the kidney area. And then we can come down the legs. In the back of the legs as well, and maybe around the knees and down the leg and back up. Maybe having a little bit of movement around the belly. Wonderful. And this can feel good if I don't knock my mic here, just a gentle rub across the chest. And then the other side. Wonderful. Okay, and then just releasing the hands down, closing your eyes, take a deep breath in and out, and just notice the sensations. So that self-touch that we do in the class each time, this is another nice one. This is called havening, where we're just going up and down on our arms. It can really support us to calm the nervous system and bring ourselves into the present moment. So if we're getting really heady and watching too much news, looking at what we're seeing and don't necessarily want to see, this can support you to kind of bring yourself back into your body and back into the present moment. Okay, so that's why we do this kind of stuff in this class. Okay, so releasing it all. Okay, so we're going to do our warrior today again, but we're going to do something a little bit different with our arms today. So we're going to start with 1 foot forward and 1 foot back, and remembering that that we start with our feet hip width apart, step 1 foot forward and 1 foot back. Now the leg in the front is straight until we do our first movement, and then we bend that knee. But we're going to start with cactus arms. So we're just going to bring our arms up to shoulder height like this. It doesn't have to be really high, however it feels comfortable for you. So I'm going to take a breath in and bend my knee and bring my shoulders back. And then I'm going to exhale, the leg straightens, and I bring the arms together in the front. And then I inhale, the knee is bent and the arms come out. And I exhale and the arms come together. Beautiful. Let's do 3 more. Inhaling nice and wide. And exhaling, arms together. Nice and wide. And arms together. And last one. Let's pause here and take a couple breaths with our arms nice and wide, heart lifted. You can even look up. Beautiful. And then bring the arms back together and allow them to drop down and step that foot back. And let's give everything a bit of a shake. All right. Nice work. Okay, let's shift to the other foot. Oop, there's that squeaky spot. Okay. I'll step over a bit. Okay, so we've got our feet hip width apart, arms come up into cactus arms. We take a breath in, the arms come back, and the front knee bends. Nice work. And then we exhale, and the arms come together. So we inhale nice and wide, and we exhale, arms together. 3 more. Inhale nice and wide. Exhale, arms together. Inhale nice and wide. Exhale, arms together. And last one. Inhale nice and wide. And let's pause here, lifting the heart, looking up, taking a couple breaths. Beautiful. One more inhale. And then exhale, arms come together. And then we drop them down and step the feet together. Let's give everything a shake. Okay, let's come back down to our chairs, and we'll move into the last part of our practice here today. Maybe I'll get to do a little bit longer body scan at the end, if that's okay. Okay, but we're going to start just by sitting once again in our seated mountain with our feet pressed into the floor. Coming into that alignment again, and just close your eyes for a moment and tune into how you're feeling. Just notice what might have shifted or changed since you began your practice this morning. Notice what might have stayed the same. There might be something going on in the body that doesn't matter what you do to stretch or move, it stays. It's not going to get unstuck, or it's still going to be bothersome for you. Just notice what's going on. Beautiful. Okay. All right, let's, I want to do one more movement here before we settle. Let's start with bringing our hands, palms up. Elbows are tucked in. I'm going to take a breath in, and as I exhale, I'm going to turn that right arm. Notice my elbows tucked in. I'm turning that right arm to the side, and I'm following it with my hands. And then I'm exhaling, and I'm coming back. Okay? I'm inhaling the left hand out and around, and I'm exhaling back to center. Nice. Okay, let's do it a few more times on each side. I'm doing a little bit of a twist here, but nothing too major. I'm just following along with the eyes. Maybe more of a little bit of a core workout than anything. And then let's do one more time on each side. This time when you take your hand over to one side, I'm going to the right, you're going to pause there for a moment. You're going to extend up nice and tall out of the waist, looking at your palm, taking a couple breaths. And then you're going to bring it back to center. And take the other hand around, and you're going to pause here, taking a couple breaths here. And then you're going to come back to center. And then let's just release the arms and give them a shake. Shake it all out. And then bring your hands back to your legs and just settle for a moment. Just notice how that feels. Wonderful. Okay, let's start with a bit of a massage. So we're going to bring our hands together. And we're going to start with cupping our eyes, cupping the hands over the eyes, and just resting with the warmth of the hands against the eyes for a moment, taking a breath in and out. And then we can start to work into the hairline with the fingers, just massaging little circles into the side, to the side of the head and around the ears. And come down the front actually and work on the jaw a little bit. And you can come back behind the ear. And if you come up to that bony protrusion in the back of the ear and in a little bit, and you open your mouth and close it, you will notice, I'm sure, how the muscles in the face and the jaw are connected to the tension in the back of the head. Notice if you can feel that. And do a bit of massage in that area where the dips are below the line of the skull. You could even take your hand and rest it on the back of your head and bring your thumb down and just massage in that gap at the base of your skull. Just a little gentle massage up and down. Helps to release tension in the neck and in the head. Wonderful. And then come down the neck. Maybe get some work into those trapezius muscles. You can do one side at a time, holding the elbow on the other hand. And a circular motion around the joint, shoulder joint, around your shoulder. And you can work to loosen up the muscles in the bicep that can get really tight and tender. And again, coming around the joint at the elbow, the circular motion. And that nice twisting down of the lower arm down to the wrist, and a little bit of work on the wrist. And you can come down each of the channels into the fingers, into the top of the hand that join in between the fingers with the webbing. And it can feel good to just roll each finger, maybe giving a little tug at the end. And the thumb. And then that circular motion with the thumb in the palm of your hand supports you to relax. It helps you center and bring calmness into the body here as well. Wonderful. And then maybe just resting the hands down for a moment and just noticing the sensations from the side we've just worked compared to the side that we haven't worked yet. Wonderful. And then let's go back and do the trapezius muscle in that other side. And then go around the shoulder. Nice. And working into that bicep muscles that are often tight and sore. And around the elbow. Twisting down the forearm to the wrist. And spending a little bit of time at the wrist. Coming down the channels in between the hand, the bones of the hand, into the webbing in between the fingers. And then rolling each finger. Giving them a little bit of a tug at the end. And the circling in the palm. Beautiful. Okay, now we can just rest our hands down and we can settle ourselves into our chair. We don't have to hold ourselves upright anymore. We can let the chair hold us. Closing your eyes if that feels right for you, and just allowing the body to settle. It's this last piece that we do with Shavasana, or the resting posture at the end of this practice, that allows the body to integrate everything we've done up until this point. So it gives us a moment, gives the body a moment to integrate the movement with our thoughts, with how we're feeling and what we're thinking, and how that might have changed from when we started out today. You can take this moment too to appreciate yourself for taking this time, for coming here to do this practice and allowing your body to settle and feel calm in the midst of everything that's going on in the world around us. And we're just gonna do a quick body scan. And so we're going to start with the right foot and just bringing our attention to the right foot, inviting relaxation and ease into the foot and the toes, into the ankle, that right leg, up the lower leg, including the calf muscle and the shin and the knee, and coming up to the upper leg, the thigh, the hamstring and the quad muscles in the front, all the way up to the hip. Just noticing that whole right leg from the foot and the toes, all the way up the leg to the hip, the whole right leg. And then coming across to the left foot, the toes of the left foot, the ankle, and up the lower leg, the shin and the calf, and the knee, and the upper leg, the front of the leg, the quads and the hamstrings and the back, all the way up to the hip. That whole left leg, right from the foot and the toes, all the way up to the hip. Whole left leg. And bringing your attention to the lower back, the lumbar spine, and where the sacrum sits in the back of the pelvis. lower to mid-back as we climb all the way up the spine towards the shoulder blades, that space in between the shoulder blades, and all the way up to the neck and to the base of the skull. So the whole back and spine from the tail all the way up to the base of the spine at the skull. Noticing the softer belly in the front and the relaxed ribs and the chest, and coming to the shoulders. And your attention comes down to your right hand, noticing all the fingers in the right hand, the wrist, the lower arm, the elbow, and the upper arm, the whole right arm and hand, from the fingers all the way up to the shoulders, the whole right hand and arm. And coming across to the left hand, and the fingers on the left hand, the wrist, the lower arm, the elbow, and the upper arm, and the shoulder. So that whole left arm, right from the hand and the fingers all the way up to the shoulder, the whole left arm. And noticing the neck and the throat in the front, neck in the back. Bringing relaxation into the jaw and the muscles of the face. Noticing any tension in the forehead and softening that space in between the brows. Noticing your right ear and your left ear. The right hemisphere of the brain and the left hemisphere of the brain. And both hemispheres of the brain together. The whole body, right from the toes all the way up to the crown of the head. The whole body relaxed. Very slowly and gently bring your attention back to your body, back to your breath. You can begin to waken the body by wiggling the fingers and the toes, and then moving in whatever way would feel right for you. Eventually bringing your hands to your heart and pausing here once again to appreciate yourself and each of the other folks that are joining us in this circle, for coming together and creating this community to practice together in. And even yourself for getting you here today, this higher self that got you here today. You can bring your fingertips to your forehead if you like, and you can take a bow and say thank you. And we can take a bow to each other in the room, acknowledging all those that are here with us. Namaste, everyone.